Today released the bodies of 4 Israeli hostages, which are believed to include a mother and her 2 children. The youngest, only 8 months old when he was abducted, his brother 4 years old. Israel is now looking forward to the release of more live hostages. 6 hostages are slated to be let go on Saturday. Those 6 will be the last remaining live hostages of phase 1 of the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas.
Threat to our Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. No threat to our Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the after party. Give yourselves a round of applause because you could be anywhere right now, but you're hanging out with me, and I really do appreciate it. If you're new, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Share the stream, let people know we live. You catching the replay, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. I can use that constructive criticism. You want to donate to the channel? $ Cannon Hotep on Cash App. Super Chats, Rumble Rants, always welcome. Another fantastic show for Uncle HJ. I'm going to tell you this, though. I was over this motherfucker nodding out. I was over this bitch nodding out. I'm like, are these niggas ever going to stop? God damn. Let me stop. Oh, man. But no, another fantastic show about Uncle HJ. Man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Ain't gonna lie, though. They hit it on the head with them fucking brunch boots, yo. They hit it on the head about them goddamn brunch boots. The fact that they call them brunch boots make me not want a pair of fucking Chelsea boots, yo. Right? Like they were like a really nice business casual boot. You know, you could just they went good with a nice chino. You know what I mean? A nice pair of slacks. Right? But when they start calling them shit brunch boots, I couldn't fuck with it. I just couldn't fuck with it. I'm like, these niggas, man, they just take the fucking the wind out of every goddamn thing. Fucking brunch boots. I'm like, these niggas is tripping. These niggas is tripping with the brunch boots. But the thing is, I would argue, right, with the brunch boot, right? It wasn't necessarily the brunch boot. It was the pants the niggas wore with the brunch boots that made them look crazy. Right? It was the pants, all right? Like I said, if you had a nice pair of slacks that like broke at like the sole of the boot or maybe broke at the ankle, you know what I mean? You was good, but them shits, they was wearing like, you had niggas that was out of shape. They had fucking bitch hips and some skinny ass slacks and the fucking pants. The pants stopped at the top of the boot. Then the nigga wore like a size 15. Just made the shit look awkward. And then it just turned the whole style just went south, man. Just went south. Some shit ain't for niggas. Okay? Some shit ain't for niggas, okay? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Some shit ain't for niggas. And brunch boots might not be for niggas if you don't wear the right pants with them, okay? That's all I'm saying. Guys. Oh, man, we had a hell of a week today, didn't we? We got Elon out here and Trump spitballing a stimmy. And I don't even know if we can call it a stimulus check, right? I don't think we can call it a stimulus check. It's more like a tax refund, in my opinion. You know, that's more like a tax refund. We got New York, Kathy Hochul up there. They done ousted Eric Adams, it seems. And then on top of that, on top of ousting Eric Adams, they trying to hit the New Yorkers, the New York citizens with a congestion tax. We're going to get into that and a couple of other things, man. But first, make sure, guys, you go get your Grifties tickets. Go get your Grifties tickets. Come hang out with us in Jersey. We're going to be at the Dojo of Comedy March 29th for the, is this the 5th annual Grifties? The 5th annual Grifties. The 2nd annual Grifties where it's live and in person, man. It's nothing like it. Make sure you get your tickets. Come hang out with us. You know what I mean? Just mark your calendar. Just make the trek, make the pilgrimage, man. You know what I mean? It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fantastic time. Tickets are on sale. VIP sold out already. So you got general admission tickets. Get your general admission tickets. Come hang out with us. Come chop it up. Come have a few laughs. You know what I mean? What we got? What we doing? They said we doing camouflage, right? I'm going to make sure my fit flies a motherfucker. I'm going to make sure my fit is fly as a motherfucker for the Grifties, right? I'm gonna come in that bitch, be the best dressed Hotep in the motherfucker, goddamn it. Just letting y'all know. You know what I mean? You know, you say you putting your time in off work for that day. Yeah, gotta get that shit. Yeah, and you gotta come hang out with us, man. Come hang out with us. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be a fantastic time. So If you ain't seen last year's, man, last year's was just, man, we had audience members ready to fight the comics on the night before. We had audience members ready to fight the comics on the night before. Oh man, Alex Stein fucking just brought the house down, man. It was a fantastic time. Yours truly, I was dressed in my best. I was dressed in my best, you know. HJ trying to call me Big Slick and shit because I had on a pair of ostrich skin cowboy boots, you know. I was out there loving every minute of it. So I can't wait. Guys. So get y'all tickets. Come hang out with us, man. Come hang out with us. Anyway, let's get to this. Let's get to it. So, $5,000. What is it? $5,000 DOGE dividends. Is that what it's called? They call them DOGE dividends. So we going from Elon bucks to DOGE dividends. $5,000. They spitballing this shit. So apparently somebody on X had added Elon and said, hey, why don't y'all give some of that money back to the American citizens that you guys have, quote unquote, liberated, we'll say. Elon said, let me run up the chain of command. Let me ask the president. Next thing you know, Trump on TV talking about we might give a couple dollars back to the people, right? So the way it's supposed to go, if they do it, he's trying to say it's probably going to be like around 20% going to American taxpayers, which is about 79 or 80 million of us. Another 20 going toward whatever debt that they saying we're going to pay down. And then I guess the rest of it is going either into the piggy bank or toward actual programs that actually need a few dollars to fund it, right? And I'm like, hey, I'm all for the shit, okay? I'm not going to turn down the check. $5,000, that ain't nothing to sneeze at, okay? Now, I agree with Pop Hotep. It needs to be more, but, you gotta take what you can get right now, you know what I mean? As of right now, they're saying that they've found $55 billion in wasteful spending and misappropriated funds, and that's what they're counting. Now, I would argue that you just wait a little bit, right? Maybe wait till, I don't know, next tax season or something like that, and then you add, that $5,000, because that'll give you time to accumulate more wasteful spending. Because I think Elon is saying that they think that they can conservatively find $2 trillion in wasteful spending. They can trim $2 trillion off of or find $2 trillion in wasteful spending, which is very, very ambitious, I would say. I even think that the $5,000 dividend is actually like ambitious, right? Because I'm thinking like if you're doing $55 billion, I think that maybe realistically $1,000, maybe $2,000 is probably reasonable, right? Or realistic. So we'll see. But today, boy, we was talking about it in the chat in my live. If you ain't been in one of my live streams in the morning, that shit be lit. That shit be crazy. We get a bunch of fucking naysayers and haters coming through that bitch, a bunch of bots. This shit be wild. The moderators be on full alert. They be bouncing motherfuckers out the chat left and right. You had a bunch of haters in there. You're not gonna get nothing. And I'm sitting there telling guys, right, like I'm about to tell you guys. I'm like, hey yo, look, this is just speculation. They're saying they're considering it. This is some shit that's etched in stone. This is just them spitballing, saying, hey, maybe we could possibly do this shit if we continue to keep up the momentum that we have. So then I started asking questions. It's like, okay, cool. All y'all people talking about we ain't gonna get nothing, right? We ain't gonna get shit from Doge. They just virtue signaling. They trying to buy your support. They trying to buy your support. Whatever they were saying. They're trying to buy your support. And I'm like, okay, they trying to buy my support. I got you. So if Doge actually makes good on this I guess attempt to give the American citizens back some of the money that the government stolen from us, what are you going to do with your half, you haters? What are you going to do with your half? Are you going to donate it and protest, right, to like some charity or something because you don't want to take money from Elon and Trump? You going to rip that check up? Are you going to return the sender? Or are you going to do what we all think you're going to do? Are you going to do what we all think you're going to do? And that's take that money and shut the fuck up. Are you going to go out here and be true to the cause and be like, you know what? I don't want any of this blood money from Elon and Trump. I don't want none of their money. I don't need it. Or you going to go take that money and you going to shut the fuck up. I got money on you taking the money and shutting the fuck up. I'm just saying. It should be getting annoying, y'all. I tell you, boy. But, you know, hey, for all my folks out here that don't mind taking a few bucks, especially because I don't think it's going to add to the inflation because there's money that's already out there. This isn't them printing up new money to give to us. This money's already out there in the world, and they just trying to recirculate it. You know, so if it does have any impact on inflation, it'd be something very minimal. It's not going to be what it would be if they did go out and print up like a fucking $1 trillion and try to pass that shit out to the American citizens. Now me, you know, I'll put it towards some business ventures that I got going on. That'd be fantastic to take some money that, you know, it ain't coming out of my bank account. It's some money I didn't count on having, you know, taking that and investing that shit into my business ventures. You know what I mean? To get that shit on and popping. You know what I mean? Maybe throw a little bit into some crypto. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? No, what would you guys do? What would you guys do? Pop said guns. Lots of guns. Now I ain't gonna lie, I might buy me a blicky or two now, okay? I might buy me a blicky or two. Okay, I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna see, you know, I'm just saying I gotta get me a little toy or something like that. You know, I got my eyes on a couple of things. They got this new gun that's kind of essentially like the 2011, I think it's Fusion Firearms. We could look at it in a second, but it's like the Fusion Firearms, like it's like their 2011. It's like a stack. I'm like, damn, that's cool, because considering like 2011s cost like $2,000, $3,000, and this shit look good and it's a decent price. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I got a couple of things. You know, I'm just saying. Freak Max said, yeah, pew pew for sure. Fuego said, put it in the business and pay bills. Yeah, that's grown up shit right there. You know what I mean? What you say, Justin? Big Booty ALC campaign going to get my 5K. Here you go. You going to make it rain on ALZ. Them nice cans in that Puerto Rican skin. Uncle buy his bots. Uncle take his 5K and buy his 100K. Oh man, the Canic Turn Tactical joint. Yeah, that shit dope. The gun store around here, the local gun store that I go to where I get all of my stuff, they have that Terran Tactical Canic. That bitch is nice. I got something similar to it that I bought a few years back. I got my Combat Elite, right? But that shit ain't as sexy as that fucking Terran Tactical Canic. The funny part is that the Terran Tactical Canic is like $100 cheaper than the Combat Elite that I paid for when I paid for the Combat Elite, and I was like, damn. But that Terran Tactical, that's probably the most affordable Terran Tactical gun that I would be able to get is that one. But I don't know, man. It'd either be this Fusion Firearms or the FN 45 Tactical. Yeah, the FN 45 Tactical. I held that FN 45 Tactical in my hand. I put that shit in my hand. And I was just messing with it. I was like, damn, this shit. I'm just pointing and I'm like, shit. I felt like I couldn't miss with that bitch. I felt like I couldn't miss with this with the FN. Like, I was like, yo, this shit's supposed to be in my hand. I feel like I can't miss. I feel like if whatever I'm fucking pointing at, I'm going to hit that motherfucker. So I don't know, but the Canic Terran Tactical, I think here where I live at, they want $900 for it. The FN, they want like $11. The Fusion Firearms joint, they want a stack for that. Excuse me, but like I'm leaning toward the FN because I just want another 45. Right, all my handguns, right? I went to 9mm. I got rid of every other caliber, but 9mm. And my little get off me gun, my little wheel gun. That's a 357 snub. You know what I mean? But everything else is a 9mm. So I'm like, I need a 45. I got a whole box of fucking 45 right here that is just sitting here, right? So I need to get me something dope. You know, 2020 said Canic is high quality. Yeah, I got 2 Canics. I love them. They shooters. They're definitely shooters. People sleep on Canic, y'all. People be sleeping on Canic. See, Pop, he must got money. He talking about the HKVP9 match. What's that gonna run, Pop? What's that gonna run? That's a $1,600 gun, ain't it? That's a $1,700 gun, ain't it? Shit. You know what I mean? That shit is crazy. What's up, Justine? You say you love my dad? I'll let him know. He might be watching right now. Oh, man. But anyway, that $5,000, they're going to take that money. They're going to run, you know, whether you supporting Elon in the efforts, you supporting DOGE in the efforts, you supporting Trump in the efforts, or you don't. Those people going to take that money. They're going to go spend that shit on a fucking trip to Dubai or some shit like that, or some new drip or some fucking whip. And then they gonna continue to talk shit about Trump and Elon as if they didn't just spend them, you know, just bite the fucking hand that fed them. You know what I mean? It's only $1,200. That ain't bad. That's not bad. That's only $1,200. That ain't bad, Joe. I thought the match, I thought them shits was higher than that. Canic is a military industrial complex factory making helicopter and airplane parts. Their pistols are different. High quality. I like them. Them shit's shooters. Them shits are shooters. I was at the range a couple of weeks ago and I was running my Combat Elite, and that shit was driving tax. I was driving tax. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I think I got a video of that motherfucker in my you know what I mean? But yeah, it's, you know, it's let me see. Let's do this. But there's so much stuff you can do with $5,000, right? Like I would put $2,000 away or whatever. I would go buy my lawnmower and be happy and go out here and mindlessly get some contracts and mindlessly cut grass for like an extra $3,000-$4,000 a month. You know, just certain shit like that. Just certain things like that. You know what I mean? Let's see, where am I at? Here. Excuse me. Or did I just only put the shoddy in here? Interesting. Sucks. Gotta do this right here. Yeah, I think I got it. Hold on, is this it right here? Let's see. Yeah, this it right here. This the Combat Elite right here. This that Combat Elite. Done with my Meta glasses, you know. I was using my Meta glasses to
Go back for the X, I guess.
to shoot. It's the Canic Combat Elite with the red dot on top. It's a good gun. It's a good gun. You know, I was taking my time, just putting that shit down the center. You know what I mean? Just different groups to see what it did. You know what I mean?
We got it now.
You know what I mean? That shit was dope. That shit was fun. You know. Let me see. Is it the same? Let me see. So, what's this one?
Let's see if I shoot roundabout.
I wish I could zoom in so y'all could check it out, but yeah. So, I was shooting at about 7 yards, right? I figured 7 yards. That's about as good as anything. You know what I mean? Especially like if you're in your house, you're going to be within 7 yards.
Not bad.
Out in the street, it's going to be about 7 yards, and then it's not going to be nothing crazy. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to make sure I was still getting it in. You know what I mean? What's this? Is this the same shit? Yeah, it's the same one. So, and it's a great gun. Like I said, it's a great gun, and it's threaded. So I could put a comp on it, or I could put a suppressor on there eventually. I got two 20-round magazines with it. It's a good gun. Got me a nice flashlight on the front. You know. And, you know, my little 22. Little gun y'all see behind me right here on the wall. This little joint quiet. Listen how quiet this gun is. It's just so quiet. You know what I mean? Fun little gun. Just a fun little gun. I got a little bullshit Bushnell on it. Yeah, I mean, nice little 22. You know, fun times.
Sorry about that.
Back, here we go. This a little 9mm right here that I built. I think that's the 9. Is that the 9? Yeah, that's the little 9mm I built with Glock mags. I got a 6-hour shake awake optic on top. You know, we were just at the range shooting it up. That's back when my wife had her little Valentine's Day thing, and I ain't had shit to do because she was like, "Well, all my friends are gonna be here. Can't be upstairs." I'm like, "Oh Lord have mercy." So my homeboy, his wife was here, so I was like, "Yo, let's hit the range, yo." So we went out to the range. We had some fun. We had a good time. You know what I mean? So there you go. There you go. What's up, Jabari? Jabari in the building. What's the deal? You know what I mean? But yeah, we had fun. I got some nice shit. I got some dope shit. You know. What's up, Reaction PR in the building? He right. Let's get the likes up, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. You know. You know what I mean? So there you go. SIG 365 and a G45 ATM. Hey. The SIG sound, the 365 isn't bad. It's not bad, but I still prefer my 43X. You know what I mean? I still prefer my 43X. Like the 365, cause they got the 365 XL out now. I still prefer my Canon. I mean my Glock 43X. Especially because Shield Arms has the 15-round magazines and stuff like that. You know, I'm used to shooting it. So, I'm loving it. Am I still looking for a 30-30? I am still looking for a 30-30. I am still looking for a 30-30. A 30-30 lever action? Hell yeah, that'd be the ideal 30-30 I get. It would be a lever action 30-30. Either that or a 45-70 government. Definitely that 45-70 government. Let me see. Widow Cannon been working hard. How's life? Grifty's coming up soon. I got a fresh gallon of sweet tea for you. Oh, Lord of mercy. I need that sweet tea, Jabari. That sweet tea going to turn me into a southern racist. That sweet tea going to turn me into a southern racist. I'm calling everybody boy and son while I'm drinking that sweet tea. I'm going to learn how to cross my legs and sit back with a fucking linen suit on. So that sweet tea, that sweet. That sweet tea so sweet, like you're supposed to wear a linen suit with a fucking sun hat and call everybody boy. Man, Kevin Holland has a 45-70. Yo, they dope. I went on a hunting trip and the guy let me check his out. That shit was sexy as shit. What optics do I recommend for an AR? So depend on the purpose for your AR. I'm assuming your AR is for home defense and shit like that. I wouldn't do this. Like I just put that on there because I needed an optic on that AR. It's sighted, it's ready to rock and roll, and I can use that in close quarters, but it's not ideal for me to use in close quarters. I would go with something like a reflex sight, right? Because I feel like, you know, your fight's going to be, 25 yards and in, if that. I think 25 yards is still kind of far. I feel like 25 yards is like you can fucking retreat. You know what I mean? So like your fight ain't gonna be that far. It's not gonna be far for a fucking 3 to 9 variable optic. Hollow Sun, a Hollow Sun 507 or 407. I think they're 5. What I got? Can't even touch the fucking gun. I can't even touch the fucking gun because they gonna trip. I think it's a 507C, I believe. I would just do that. They're not that expensive. They're really fucking durable. They shake awake, so meaning that the minute you pick the gun up, right? If your optic's off, the minute you pick the gun, the optic turns right on. You don't gotta fuck with it. And the battery life is like something like 50,000 hours or something like that. Now I'm sipping on some water. I got work tomorrow, so I'm sipping on some water. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I gotta move the camera. I'm trying to keep it in the right spot, but yeah, like I can't pick the gun up because they YouTube be tripping, and I can't pick the camera up because the camera's kind of sort of half-ass stationary. You know what I mean? You know. But it's I would do a hollow sun. So matter of fact, I could just pull this shit up on the fucking screen for real. Okay, what the hell just happened? A-Shay hit me up one night. He asked the same thing. I was like, yo, just go with the hollow sun, yo. Can't go wrong with it. Now, if you Gucci and you got some money, you can go with an EOTech or something like that. But I ain't got EOTech money, so like this is essentially what I have, right? This is what I got on my 300 blackout. Price kind of went up on it, but this is what I got on my 300 blackout, right? So this is the 403B. There you go. I was way wrong. It's a hollow sun 403B, 2 MOA. It's got the shake awake, 50,000 hour battery life. You can't go wrong with this, right? They got it in flat dark earth, and they got it in desert tan, and they got it in black. This is a dope little optic. It already comes on a high rise, a high riser, so you don't gotta. Cause I don't like when I shoot. I don't like having to lean into the gun. I want to be able to stay kind of with my neck still kind of up and run my gun. So some people like to lean into the gun. I'd rather be able to just bring the gun to my line of sight, grab the pick up the red dot and go. So this is my recommendation. Is this right here? It's affordable. Actually, no, it's cheaper. I think I paid like $2 something for mine, so it's a little bit cheaper. Yeah. So, yeah, interesting. So, yeah, that's it. But they got other ones, as you can see. They got some expensive ones. You know what I mean? But that's a good one. That's a good one. They even got some for like your. Excuse me. They even got some for like your pistol or your handgun, which I'll probably end up picking up once I get my new carry piece. I'm just trying to figure out what that's going to be. This one right here, the 6 hour, the Romeo 5. I have the Romeo 5 on my little 9mm AR back there. That's what I got on that. I traded somebody a compensator for that shit. I had this compensator on my 8.5-inch AR, and I didn't need it. It wasn't necessary. I just had it on there because I don't like the small birdcage flash hider. So I had this. It's called I think it's called a Fat Boy or something like that. But anyway, one of my homeboys was like, "Yo, I want that. Yo, that's dope. That's dope." So I was like, I don't want this shit no more, yo. He was like, "Well, I'll trade you this optic for that." And I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." I was just gonna give it to him, but he was like, "I trade you this optic." I was like, "All right, cool, I'll take the optic." So, but the Romeo 5 is pretty damn good. Romeo 5 is pretty damn good, but I'm a fan of hollow sun, yo. So you got this one here, another shake awake. This one has a solar panel on top of it. Does this one have a solar panel? No, that don't got the solar panel on it. I thought I had one with a solar panel. But yeah, so they got a bunch of them. So yeah, hollow sun's probably, I would say it's one of your best bets. You know what I mean? And I go for anybody. You got an AR. Don't be trying to get some shit that you can reach out. Don't get unless you like live on some ranch, you know what I mean, or you unless you live on some ranch or like you plan on getting into some fucking long distance fucking fights. Don't get like a 3-9. You know what I mean? Don't get a 3-9. You know, just get something, you know, with just a reflex sight. You know, you can easily hit somebody out to like with a reflex sight. You hit somebody out to like 200, 300 yards, 400 yards, something like that. I would say 300 yards. I would say 200 yards. I would say 200 yards, right? Because not everybody's vision is the same. And then if you really wanted to like have the option to reach out and touch somebody, then you would get something like this right here. This magnifier, this 3 times magnifier right here. So like on my AR behind me, I have a 3 times magnifier on the back of it. I have a 3 times magnifier on the back of that gun. So, yeah. But, you know, it's just fun to customize the guns. It's so fun to customize the guns. Like, this shit is dope. Like, this one right here, this is a thermal sight. This is a Holosyn thermal sight. So you look through this bitch and you can basically just see heat signatures. So you could damn near almost see through walls if there's a heat signature behind that fucking wall. That shit is fire, right? So, oh damn, they got it. Oh, that's night vision. That's a night vision sight. So it just depends on your purpose, yo. It depends on your purpose. You know what I mean? You know. Yeah, time is more important at 300 yards. Like you want to take it. You ain't fighting that far out. You know. Yeah, that price tag is wild at $1,500, but it's not too bad. It's 5.63 drop inches beyond 300, so a scope has to be dialed in for a specific distance. Yeah. I agree with that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if you're going to shoot out the 300 yards with a 5.56 or a 2.23, you need to be zeroed at. You got to be zeroed at least. You got to have that shit zeroed at least 100 yards. You got to have at least, and that's my opinion, you got to have at least 100-yard dope on your gun if you're going to shoot out to 300. You got to have at least 100-yard dope on your gun. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? For a 5.56. You know. You love gun culture based off of how many deals and trades you can converse into. Yeah. Like for example, right? I'm gonna buy my son a PlayStation Portal. One of my homeboys, he want to build an AR, and he was like, "Yo, I want something like that, like your 300, but I want the 5.56." I said, "Well, I want a 10.5-inch upper now. I don't want my 8.5-inch upper anymore. I want a 10.5-inch upper." So I said, "I'll trade you my 8.5-inch upper for the PlayStation Portal." And he was happy as shit because when he went online to look to see how much the 8.5-inch upper cost, that shit was like $350, $370. PlayStation Portal is $199. All right, so I'm like, yo, just trade me the PlayStation Portal. You can have my upper because I'm just going to go out and buy a 10.5-inch upper anyway because I want the ballistics, so I want a longer barrel. You know. You know, I'm going to buy with my DOGE money. You know, I don't know. DOGE, I might get me a 50. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Is my dad single? No, he not single. He on his 4th marriage. He on his 4th marriage. Oh, man, sorry to hear that. Death in the family. Your dog died and some unfortunate stuff in my personal life. Oh, you talking to Justin? My bad, Joe. But yeah, you know, condolences, Jabari. Condolences, man. I drank like some yak because I'm running out of water and I feel like going to. Oh shit, that's right. Never mind. I don't got to. I got the bottle here. I'm thinking I'm running out of water. I'm sipping on it because I was like, man, I ain't got no more water down here, but I do. I was sipping on that shit like I had some yak, didn't I? Spill it on this $1,000 suit. Anyway, but yeah, you know how it is. I got to start doing more gun content, guys. But I got stuff planned for the spring. It's too fucking cold to be going to the range and shooting here, so I want to start shooting. I got an outdoor range here. They got action bays and you can shoot steel and all that other stuff. But it's too fucking cold. I ain't about to be out there shooting and trying to record and stuff. But when the weather break, I got some shit ready. So, you know what I mean? Just saying. You know what I mean? Just gonna I don't know. Got a lot of stuff planned. We'd rather have a mill grade cold hammer forged barrel for non-limp noodle after 30 rounds back to back. Yeah, so here in Maryland we gotta have heavy barrels. We have to have heavy barrels for some reason. But I'm not mad about it because it's a more durable barrel. You know, it's a more durable barrel. So, and I think my 308 is chrome line stainless steel. It's a chrome line stainless steel barrel. The rest of the barrels on my guns, they're hammer forged. So, what is it? AR barrels? No, I don't run. So, for example, that 8.5 inch barrel, 8.5 inch AR above me. Let me just go back full 101. So the 8.5 inch above me, next to the handgun, that shit got that barrel got, I don't know. I think I've run like 300 rounds through that bitch in one range day, and that motherfucker still shoot true. The only thing I'll say, because it's such a shorter, and that's another reason why I'm getting a longer barrel. One thing I will say is that the gas rings, they go quicker on shorter barrels. Now, gas rings, you can get a bunch of them shits for like $1. So, like when you clean your gun and everything, just change the gas rings, take 2 seconds. But yeah, the gas rings, they go. But that shit ran, that shit run, that shit shoot true. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, let's get into the news. Y'all done got me all off track with the gun talk. You know, I love talking about the guns, guy. Oh, you know what? Before we get in there, let me show you these guns I was talking about that I might get with my Elon bucks. Let's see. Yeah, here it go right here. Check this bitch out right here. This shit. The reason why I want this gun, okay? The reason why I want this gun is because I used to play airsoft back when I was like 25, right? Me and my brother we used to play airsoft every weekend out in like Bethesda, Maryland. And this gun looks, I wish I had it for the longest time. I think I just threw it away not too long ago. This gun looks exactly like the sidearm I carried in airsoft. This gun looks exactly like the sidearm I carried in airsoft. That shit is sexy right there. That shit is sexy right there. This is the XP Pro pistol, 9mm. It's $1,100, $1,200, right? That shit is sexy. Okay. This is not a 19. This is a 2011. This is a double stack. It take Glock magazines. So, I mean, I can throw me. Man, listen. I was like, that shit looked just like what I used to run around with airsoft. That shit is hot. So I would definitely pay $1,200 for this gun. I would definitely pay $1,200 for this gun. Gun cleaning video? I need to start doing some gun cleaning videos. Cassius Can says he put more miles on his BCM bills than anything he's had, and it's still perfect. Yeah, and BCMs are great. BCMs are fantastic. You know what I mean? BCMs are fantastic. But this shit is fire, right? And it come in black. That shit sexy right there. The black one's sexy. But I need this one. This is the one I want. That's the one I want. That's the one I want right there. And it's a shorter barrel, which means I could probably carry that if I really wanted to. But that shit is sexy right there, and it's optics ready. I think it has an RMR cut on it. It's optics ready with the Picatinny rail on the bottom for the flashlight. Coming out this bitch like RoboCop. I'm coming out this bitch like RoboCop. Oh man, 700 is I mean, $1,100, $1,200. That shit is sexy. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Yeah, and yeah, I might have carried it in the chest rig, yo. I might have carried that joint in the chest rig. That shit sexy. But then we see the let's see. Oh, putting the wrong one. This right here, though, okay? This right here. I was in the gun store and I put this shit was in, I put this motherfucker like $1,300 right here. That's the MSRP is $1,300 on this gun. I put this gun in my hand, man, and it was just like, this gun belongs in my hand. I can't miss. I can't miss with this gun. Now, and it's optics ready. The gun that I was going to buy already had an optic on it and everything. It come in black, but I'll probably run with the Desert Tan. But yeah, and it's threaded. I can throw a comp on that bitch and make it a rolling special. Man, shit is fucking sexy, and I just felt like I couldn't miss. I put that shit in my hand. I was like, yo, I feel like I can't miss with this gun. I feel like I can't miss with this gun. So I don't know. I'm gonna get something dope though. I'm gonna get something dope. Everything I get, this is my plan. So when the spring hit and weather break, I got a bunch of shit in my safes, right? I got a bunch of guns in my safes, right? So I'm like, all right, I'll start off with certain shit that's popular, and I'll go and give a review on some of my guns that I have and why I like it or whatever. And then once the channel started making a little more money, then I'll go out and I'll go buy something else, and then we'll review it. Hopefully we get to a point where we can develop a relationship with a gun store or a manufacturer, and then they can send me some shit and I can review it and all that other stuff. That's the goal. That's the goal. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. All right, let me get off this gun shit. All right, so check this out, yo. Check this shit out, yo, right? Check this shit out, yo. Let me get to it. Here we go. So Trump put out this shit from the White House's Twitter, right? Trump put this shit out from the White House's Twitter. Oh my gosh. So it says congestion pricing is dead. Manhattan and all of New York is saved. Long live the king. President Donald J. Trump. And he got Trump with his crown on his head with that goofy ass grin that say long live the king, right? That shit triggered so many people. Now, if you don't know what Trump's talking about, right? If you don't know what Trump's talking about, Trump is talking about the fact that New York has the audacity to add a $9 congestion tax to anybody, including New York citizens who travel into New York City proper. So if you're coming in from the outskirts of New York or Jersey or whatever, or you visiting New York, you getting, not only do you have to pay to go through the tunnel to get into New York, whatever tunnel you're going to take into New York, right? You're going to pay another $9 on top of that for the quote unquote congestion tax. And I'm just sitting there like, what? Right? Like, I'm sitting there like,
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Like $9 for a congestion tax. Okay? So I'm sitting there like, okay, $9 for congestion tax. At first I'm like, well, just get rid of your illegal immigrants. Get rid of your illegal immigrants and you ain't got to worry about the congestion that you have. Because yes, illegal immigrants do have somehow, I don't know how they have them, but they have driver's licenses, okay? So once you get rid of your illegal immigrants and now your city's not as congested, there, Catherine Hochul. Your city's not as congested. But then I started thinking some more, and I said this earlier today on my stream, this shit ain't about New York City being congested. It's always fucking congested on the street, right? I don't know how many of y'all been in New York and tried to drive through New York. This shit is a nightmare, right? But it's also a nightmare to try to drive through LA. It's a fucking nightmare to try to drive through DC. It's a goddamn nightmare, right? Sometimes it's a nightmare to drive through Baltimore. Y'all heard me cussing the other day trying to get downtown. However, they're not charging me to drive downtown, right? I get downtown. Oh, here's $9 for you to even be down this bitch. Oh, yeah, and it's going to cost you another fucking $50 to park your car. Right? And I'm tripping. I'm like, yo, nah, this ain't about no congestion. This is because New York City is fucking broke. And New York City is broke because of what I just said. The illegal immigrants that they're trying to fucking house because they want to, quote unquote, be a sanctuary city. They don't got the money to support that shit. So what they going to do? They're going to tax your asses, New York. They're going to tax your ass so they can continue to support the illegals that's already fucking mooching off of you. And what did she do? Because this shit was a fucking gangster-ass post. This was a gangster-ass post from Trump, right? What did she do? This is what she do. She has a fucking press conference. Listen to this hoe. Listen to this hoe.
At 1:01 p.m. today, the U.S. Department of Transportation emailed us a letter from Secretary Duffy announcing their attempt to end the congestion pricing program in the state of New York. At 1:58 p.m., President Donald Trump tweeted, "Long live the king."
You hear what she said? I'm going to bring that back.
p.m., President Donald Trump tweeted, "Long live the king."
Now, we're going to go back here. What does that say? Congestion pricing is dead. Manhattan and all of New York is saved. Long live the king, President Donald Trump. What did she leave out? What did she leave out? Congestion pricing is dead. Manhattan and all of New York is saved. And all she did was go with long live the king. Let's hear what the rest of this bullshit says, right? Let's see what the rest of she says.
President Donald Trump tweeted, "Long live the king." I'm here to say New York hasn't labored under a king in over 250 years. You sure as hell are not going to start now. I don't care if you love congestion pricing or hate it. This is an attack on our sovereign identity, our independence from Washington. We are not subservient to a king or anyone else out of Washington. So this is the fight we're in. We're fighting for our residents, our commuters, our riders, our drivers, our emergency personnel. Life has gotten better for even those who have asthma, people with illness. That's who we're fighting for.
These dickheads is out here clapping for being charged more money to move about and operate in their own city. I mean, am I losing my mind? Can somebody show me anywhere where this shit makes sense? You want to tax the taxpayers an extra $9 to come into ESSA at a minimum. Like I said, you still got to go through the Holland Tunnel or whatever tunnel you're going to take to New York. You still got to pay for parking in that fucking abomination of a city. But you want to charge the American taxpayer $9 to come into their own city. Meanwhile, you got a bunch of illegal immigrants that's just sitting there feeding off of their hard-earned tax dollars, their state tax dollars. And you're talking about congestion. But you housing how many illegals in New York? And you're talking about we got to stop congestion? but you're housing how many illegals in New York? You don't want to cooperate with ICE, but you're talking about congestion. You want to save kids with asthma and the first responders being able to get places quicker, but you want to stop congestion. But you want to do what? You want to house how many illegal immigrants in New York? I would argue you get rid of those illegals that you just fucking took in. You ain't got to worry about a lot of that congestion. This is just ass backwards thinking. This is just ass backwards thinking. And these dummies was sitting here clapping for the shit because Trump said, long live the king, and we haven't operated under a king. Like, you motherfuckers, she didn't even address the fact that she about to tax the shit out of y'all. I just want to know what the math is on that. Hold on. Let's see. So $9 a day for let's just say 5 days a week, okay? Let's just say if I was commuting to work, right? Right? What's that? That's what? That's $45 a week, right? Yeah, it's $45 a week. Okay, do you got to do it coming and going, or is it just going? Is it coming in going, or is it just going, or coming in? Anyway, let's just say it's just coming in, right? It's $45 a week, okay? 4 weeks in a month. That's an extra $180. $180 a month just to go into New York, right? Most of their first responders that she's talking about she want to help with their jobs don't live in New York because they can't afford to live in New York proper. They live on the outskirts because New York is already too expensive to live in. So now you want to tax them to come to work. But here go everybody because Orange Man bad. Did you hear Trump say long live the king? Did you read the rest of the fucking tweet? He just put an end to y'all getting fucking what you just say 2020 taxed to fucking oblivion. She been talking brash, so she always act like she ready to go to war, bro. Always acting like she ready to go to war. They was the first ones to say they was going to oppose the fucking raids, on the ICE raids. New York, this is who y'all put in charge of your state. I guarantee y'all missing Andrew Cuomo now, and he was a terrible fucking leader, but she's fucking worse. She's worse. That shit is wild to me. Fucking wild to me. The mental gymnastics for people to even agree with her or clap for that, for being fucking taxed, is crazy to me. Meanwhile, did she give Eric Adams the boot already? They staged a coup against him. And you know who she had do it? Let me show you who she had do it.
I had a meeting around 35 minutes with the governor and expressed to her my concern about what is going on in the city and the state. Let's make no mistake about it, that we are in this position because President Trump, who pardoned people that were videotaped physically assaulting people on January 6th, if he really felt that Eric Adams had become a subject to a political vendetta, which is what his defense is, then why didn't he pardon him? Now make it clear, I'm not asking for a pardon. I'm talking about the inconsistency.
Where does that a pardon from, Al Sharpton? He wasn't found convicted. I don't even think he's been to trial yet. Al Sharpton don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Eric Adams hasn't even been found guilty on anything yet. However, they don't like the fact that Eric Adams started to think for himself and he started to think in the best interest of the people in New York. Eric Adams was in lockstep with them when it came to the sanctuary city shit until he looked at the fucking books and he actually took a look at the city and realized that he was like, oh shit, this shit ain't cool. Oh shit, we can't afford to do this shit. Eric Adams was like, we can't afford to do this shit. And then what'd he do? He went to Biden and said, yo, we can't do the sanctuary shitty shit here in New York. This shit is causing a problem amongst my constituency. And what did they do? What did the Biden administration do? Had Alvin Bragg bring him up on charges. Had Alvin Bragg bring him up on charges. Oh, he was on the take. He took some upgraded airline tickets to wherever the fuck he went. Now he on trial. He on trial for that shit. Or he was. Then he starts speaking out about it. He starts speaking out about they, them, the collective, the people, the uniparty, the people that really run shit, and them trying to stifle him for making real progress in New York. And I'm not an Eric Adams fan. I think he was a useful idiot. But he woke up and he started looking around like, yo, this shit ain't right. And what did they do? Try to assassinate his character. They tried to lock that man up. They put some trumped up charges on him. And then the minute when Trump got in office and Trump cut him a deal and he was willing to work with Trump and ICE to get the illegals out of his city, what did they do? They staged a coup and they got his ass the fuck out of there. And Kathy Hochul, she ain't had the fucking nerve to go up there and do it. She sent this shucking and jiving, tap dancing Michigan J frog ass nigga up there to do it. She sent this nigga to do it. Because he just as transactional as everybody else. This shit is crazy to me. We covered it on this channel ad nauseum, yo. We covered that shit on this channel ad nauseum about Eric Adams and that dumbass shit. I was like, this nigga is really he's a useful idiot. He's a puppet. New York can't afford to do this sanctuary city shit. Next thing you know, Eric Adams realized that New York couldn't do this sanctuary city shit and that the people of New York, the people he represented, was fucking pissed. So then he started asking for help from the federal government. Ain't no help come. He starts speaking out on news outlets, and then next thing you know, his ass is in fucking legal troubles. Because somebody was told to put his ass in legal troubles. 2020 said drug dealers are transactional. Sharpton straight up pimping. Oh my gosh, yo. Like, this shit is crazy. So now they done kicked him out of office on a coup because he not willing to fucking keep the strings on his fucking back and tap dance with everybody else. He not willing to do what Brandon Johnson in Chicago doing. He not willing to do what Muriel Bowser in D.C. doing. He not willing to do what Brandon Scott here in Baltimore doing. Goofy ass Brandon Scott here, he wanna go and we're gonna sue Donald Trump for his DEI policies. Nigga, they ain't got shit to do with Baltimore. That's some federal shit. They ain't got shit to do with this city. Crime out of control, we fucking broke. You worried about Trump. You want to sue Trump over some DEI bullshit just because you virtue signaling to people here. Ain't got a fucking thing to do with us. You want to know who the real coons is? This one right here on TV. Brandon Scott. Brandon Johnson. Muriel Bowser. Keisha Lance Bottoms. Those are the coons. The ones that's willing to shuck in a job for the establishment, you know, and sell their people out. But they kick him out, and then at the same day, damn near, you got her. What's this? Benny Johnson. This nigga he a pain. He be gaslighting. But let's see what happened here.
Mayor Adams, why don't you take questions from the press?
Just make a path for us. That's all.
Why don't you take questions from the press?
Y'all liars.
What are we lying about exactly?
Yeah, what are we lying about exactly?
Cause y'all liars, and that nigga just walked right in the building. What are we lying about exactly? You know exactly what you lying about. Like, it's crazy. They went into a closed door meeting about taking his elected position away. I want y'all to hear that again. He was elected by the people. Or he was supposedly elected by the people. Let me correct that. He was supposedly elected by the people. And a few politicians, a few people in power in New York and from other places decided his fate, and not the New Yorkers. Not the people that put him in office. Free black people outnumbered slaves 8-1 before the Civil War. Eric Adams comeback kid of the year. You know what I mean? And it's all because of what? He wasn't willing to walk lockstep. He wasn't willing to go with the status quo. He wasn't willing to just blindly follow orders. He started thinking for himself. He started thinking in the best interest of the people of New York, right? Or the guilt got to him, and he decided to do something about it. Now they want to fucking take his livelihood away from him. In Baltimore, that's Baltimore Black History. There you go. He couldn't take the backlash of his cooning. But this shit is crazy. So this is what people need to see, right? This is why people first off need to come to the Hoteps and listen to what we're talking about. This is what people don't see. This is the explanations, or this is the talk that people need to have before they start getting out here and fucking just blindly pledging their allegiance to one side or the other. New York. You have a bunch of illegal immigrants running around siphoning off of your tax dollars. They're getting fucking $10,000 gift cards. They're getting apartments. They're getting food stamps. They're getting free health care. It's not really free because you paying for that shit on the back end. Right? But instead of doing the logical thing and getting rid of the illegal immigrants that's siphoning off your tax dollars, right? They double down on their stupid. And they're going to defy Trump and defy ICE and continue to let more legal immigrants into New York, further displacing you. But see, New York can't afford that shit. Eric Adams knew New York couldn't afford that shit. So he asked for help. Because it's all by design, the Biden administration said, fuck that nigga, keep the fucking party going. So then Eric Adams starts speaking out about this shit. We can't afford to do this shit. This is getting way out of hand. We got nowhere to put these people. We put them in schools. We got to shut schools down to put them in schools as shelters. Powers that be, they, them, the collective didn't like that shit. Next thing you know, he get brought up on some bullshit charges. Now they just had a backdoor meeting to oust him, right? Because, I mean, he was elected by the people. You can't, I mean, I would think that if you're elected by the people, you can't get ousted like that. But I guess they showing they true colors. I guess they showing that you not elected, you selected. But all the while putting him out to pasture, they know they can't afford to have all those illegals in New York. So what do? What's their solution? Not to get rid of them. What's their solution? Let's add a $9 tax on entering New York for congestion tax. How many people is it in New York? How many people work in New York and commute to New York? Millions and millions of people every fucking day. That's how we'll do it. This is how we'll pay for this sanctuary city initiative. We're going to just tax the fucking New York American taxpayers more money, $9 a day, to pay for this fucking sanctuary city shit. They plan in your face. They plan in your face. Then you got the dickheads that was clapping for what she just said. She completely deflected away from the situation and took it orange man bad. So is it each way or is it one way? If it's each way, that's fucking crazy. If it's each way, that's fucking crazy. Right, exactly, Falcon. Then they blame the shit on DEI when the system collapsed. Yo, I wish people would wake up, yo. I wish people would wake up. I wish people would wake up. Their ignorance is going to be their own downfall. I'm not saying Trump a savior. I'm not saying Elon a savior. I still leaning toward fucking Lex Luthor with Elon. I think Trump is doing businessman shit, right? Tariffs. Let him see if he can use tariffs to get businesses back here. See, this is what a lot of people don't understand. They just like, oh, he's going to charge tariffs. No, he's using them shits as a negotiation tactic. You know why? Because he's like, hey, but if you build your shit here in America, then there's no tariff, right? If you build your look, if you shipping your shit to America, you're gonna get a 25% tariff, right? It's gonna end up being 25%, but we're gonna turn up the heat little by little on you, right? However, if you just bring your factory here and build here in America, then there's no tariff. So what happens when they bring their factories here and build here in America? That's more jobs. It's more revenue for the United States. GDP gets higher. Fan-fucking-tastic. Fan-fucking-tastic. But if they don't, then they get a tariff. Let's just see if the shit fucking work. But they rooting against America. They rooting against America. They rooting against their own self-interest. All because the media told them to. All because the media told them to. People, wake the fuck up. Wake up. Okay? Wake up. Y'all just letting them march y'all off the cliff like the Pied Piper. That's all. You letting them march you off the cliff like the Pied Piper. The way BMW has avoided tariffs for years is sending cars here mostly assembled, then having them fully assembled in a factory here. Gotta cut that fucking loophole. Oh, man. Anyway, guys, I just want you to see the egregiousness there. Did you guys see this story, though? Let's go to this story here. This shit is crazy. This shit is wild. This is some movie shit.
The victim walking out to her car. Watch as the suspect vehicle drives up. The suspect then approaching the victim. That suspect armed with a handgun. There's a fight over her purse, then a fight over the weapon. The victim doing everything she can to get away, then trying to run toward the restaurant. That's when the suspect, identified as Gerardo Llamas, opens fire, killing her.
Later on during the investigation, we located this SUV being the suspect SUV, abandoned on the east side of town. In that vehicle, there was evidence leading us to additional suspects.
So how did they put it together? Well, police believe this suspect is the shooter, this suspect the getaway driver. The investigation revealed that the driver's brother actually worked for this suspect, who leased land at a pallet company from this suspect. And it turns out he is the victim's husband.
These criminals targeted this victim in a murder-for-hire scheme that...
Yo. That's fucking crazy. Smith said, look at the eyes. He did it. he like he did a lot of shit, Smith. He did a lot of shit. Oh, my gosh. We got to bring that back real fast. That shit is crazy. They on some fucking 6 degrees of separation shit.
Suspect is the shooter, this suspect the getaway driver. The investigation revealed that the driver's brother actually worked for this suspect, who leased land at a pallet company from this suspect. And it turns out he is the victim's husband.
These criminals targeted this victim in a murder-for-hire scheme that was stemming from a contentious divorce from one of the suspects, Sergio Reveles.
Police say the victim and her husband owned properties worth millions of dollars, but they're not releasing any details about how the alleged murder-for-hire plot started. They did say the husband paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to have his wife killed. All 5 suspects now facing murder charges.
We will proceed on this matter as is currently alleged, with the potential of special circumstances as a result of some of the facts that you've heard here, and obviously the tragedy and travesty of having an individual that was essentially assassinated at one of her favorite eateries in San Bernardino. Is a very, very sad case.
That's fucking crazy. That is the sloppiest assassination attempt that I've ever seen. And I ain't seen many, but that shit is the sloppiest assassination. He missed by a mile, and she was right there in her face. She was running around the car. She almost took the gun from him. Oh, my goodness gracious. That is crazy. All because the husband wanted her gone. He got all that money. He couldn't do that shit the right way. He got all that money. He could have hired some real hitters. Oh, my goodness gracious. But I feel bad for this lady. This is crazy. This is a divorce gone wrong. He didn't want to give her half. And so now he done lost every fucking thing trying to off his wife. If she kept running around the car, she might have wore his ass out. That shit is crazy. The fucked up part is probably people was watching her try to get away from that nigga, and they just watched. They just watched. But it's sad. That's sad. That is fucking sad. First off, fellas, it's cheaper to keep her. Who knows why she was getting a divorce? We don't know. But it's cheaper to keep her, fellas. But if you're going to go through the divorce show, just take your fucking lumps, bro. Take your lumps, hire a good divorce attorney, see how that shit come out. I'm gonna be real. Like, women fuck up, but 9 times out of 10, divorce is fire because we fucked up. 9 times out of 10, okay, we'll say 8 times out of 10. Okay, 8 out of 10 times the guy probably fucked up, did some stupid shit. Now it's a divorce happening. Right? There are times where women do some dumb shit and the guy wants the divorce. Sometimes it's just mutual, like, you know what? We done fell out of love. Look, let's just go ahead and end this shit. But, yo, majority of the time, guys, we done fucked up. Now, we done fucked up, then we gotta fucking take our L. We gotta take the L. You know what I mean? But to sit out here and send some fucking Manny, Mo, and Jack to try to take your wife out, and now them niggas was so sloppy, it led back to you. It led back to you. Hello, Mr. Mike. Yeah, they caught us, Mr. Mike. Yeah, they caught us, tried to murder your wife, Mr. Mike. Oh my gosh, yo. This shit is sad. I feel bad for that lady, man. Oh my gosh. Just, you know, her and her fucking G-Wagon kind of dope. But still, this shit is crazy, man. It's a hell of a drug. It is. Whether it was hers or whoever he was fucking. You hear about the story a woman killed her husband because she couldn't afford a divorce. That's fucking crazy. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of them fucking stories on that show. Remember that show Snapped? That shit drove me wild. I was like, how the fuck can this be a show? This show is teaching women how to get away with murder. That's funny. He probably hired the hitman from in front of the Home Depot. That's pretty fucking funny. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. That is funny. The whole time she was having an affair. But y'all remember that show Snap? I'm like, this show is teaching women how to get away with murder. The show Snap wasn't like a cautionary tale. That show Snap was glorifying women murdering their fucking husbands and their boyfriends. That's how I looked at it. I'm like, this show is like bragging on how these women murdered their husbands and their boyfriends. And where they went wrong. So the next bitch that tried to kill her husband or her boyfriend don't make the same mistake. How is this show on the air? How is this show on the air? Women love that shit. Women love that show Snap. What's the other show? It was another show like that. I can't remember the other show, but that should be tripping. That shit is crazy. Some of the TV. I don't like messy TV. Like, I can't do it. Like, when H should be watching, like, that Pop the Balloon stuff, that should be irking me. Like, not because he watching it, but it's like shows like that irk the shit out of me because they annoying as fuck. Like, you know what I mean? When HJ sit there and critique it, it's pretty fucking entertaining. But, like, I would never sit there and watch it because it would just piss me off. You know what I mean? You know, like, I'm one of the people that feel like BET and MTV and Zeus and all of them need to go the way of the dodo. That's just how I feel. You know what I mean? Yeah, look, listen to the name of the shows that Holden just said. This is during the time of Bad Girls Club and Bridezillas. Oh, man. That shit is crazy. See, and here go Justine, Forensic Files. That's another one. That's the other show I was thinking about, Forensic Files. Oh, my gosh, man, I tell you, boy. Our culture is fucking doomed. Pop said, I'll be the one that would walk out. It should like a Chinese fireworks show. You airing that bitch out. To sound like a Chinese. It sound like a Chinese fireworks show. Damn. May that lady rest in peace. Oh, they get the fucking book thrown at them. Let's keep it pushing. This shit is fucking outrageous.
Sponsored by Democratic State Representatives Anita Somani, an OBGYN from Dublin, and Tristan Rader of Lakewood.
The whole entire point of this bill is to call out the hypocrisy of particularly the state legislature when they bring forward bills to regulate women's bodies.
Now, there are exceptions to the proposed law, which include sperm donation, contraception, and members of the LGBTQ community. Men face a maximum $10,000 fine after the third offense if they have sex with a woman without the intention of conceiving a child.
Men have the same rights no matter.
Did you hear this shit? Do y'all hear this shit? Let's bring that back.
Third offense if they have sex with a woman without the intention of conceiving a child.
Men have the same rights.
So let's go read the caption on this. This is from the Daily Loud. Breaking: Ohio lawmakers have proposed a new law that bans men from ejaculating without intent of conception. Pause. Would fine men up to $10,000 per nut. Pause.
No matter where they go in the country, women have rights based on where they live.
It just misses the most basic biological facts and leans in towards middle school humor.
Austin Beigel with End Abortion Ohio calls the proposal disrespectful to the pro-life community and a waste of state resources.
They have to review it when they file it. They're going to have to stick a legal team on it, wasting time on that and delaying other bills that are trying to be reviewed as well.
ABC6 asking viewers about the proposal in an online poll. 26% said it's a good idea.
You know why? Because of party lines. Across party lines, Democratic men, Republican men is like, hey, what's criminal about busting a nut? I didn't mean for that shit to be that loud. What's so criminal about busting a nut? This shit is fucking crazy. They want to pass a law that fines men $10,000 if they have sex with a woman and pull out and let it off on her ass cheeks. Pause. Sorry, ladies in the chat. But that's what they want, right? Pulling out is another way of not getting the girl pregnant, right? If you do it right. Busting in the condom, right? This is clue. Pulling out, busting in the condom, right? If the girl's slurping you off and you let it go, and she end up in her fucking lower intestine, you know, they want to charge men $10,000 because they think they're sticking it to the man. Well, if you can tell women what to do with their bodies, then we'll tell you what to do with your bodies. You're not allowed to fucking, you know, bust a nut, and if you do and you don't get her pregnant, it's $10,000 fine. So what you want me to do is to have sex with the girl, bust up in it, let her get pregnant. Also, she can go have an abortion and kill the baby.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
I'm going to say that again. You want me to have sex with a woman, bust up in it, let her get pregnant so she can have the abortion. Am I wrong? Am I wrong in my thinking? How the gays slip past that? You know why? You know how? You know how Tristan looked like he was a part of that community. Okay, this guy right here, he looked like he's a part of that community. All right, only a zesty man, only a super zest monster could come up with a bill like that. Okay, only a super zest monster can come up with a fucking bill like that. And you're looking at him right there with that fucking dirty Sanchez on his lip. This shit is nuts. Pardon the pun. No, it's always got to be a gotcha shit. This shit ain't going to pass. They don't even care about the child responsibility. It's just another guarantee money hustle angle. Yeah. Since you want to tell women that they can't have abortion. No. You know what we're saying? Make better fucking choices. How about that? Make better fucking choices, ladies. Stop fucking a nigga and letting him get you pregnant because you think he got good hair. Stop getting pregnant because you're trying to keep the nigga. Make the guy put on some protection. You get some birth control. This ain't the fucking Wild West. There are precautions and there are actions you can take prior to doing the fucking grown up to make sure you don't get knocked up. Just be cautious and do what you need to do. Let's create a law that fines men $10,000 for every nut they bust that don't intend to get somebody pregnant. Oh, but it doesn't include the LGBTQ community because they can't. A man can't get another man fucking pregnant. Oh no, we can't have Tristan and his husband Tom being caught up in their own fucking bill. Yo, you can't, man. I swear, yo. Season 4 of America is fucking crazy, boy. Season 4 of America is fucking crazy. Man, you said these two on TV. Yeah, it's probably his mom. He look like he Irish. She's from Dublin. It's probably his mother. Oh my gosh, man. That is fucking hilarious. So Bodman, I guess if you want to get off on the charge, just tell me you fucking buy or some shit. Oh man, you can't. Yo, this is the dumb thing. And where they say it was it? And it would be Ohio. It would be Ohio. I swear, every day, Ohio proves why these young kids out here use Ohio as slang terminology for crazy. Every day, I realize this is why the young kids use Ohio as slang term for crazy. Ohio's nuts. Oh my gosh, yo, this shit is fucking here. Somebody put under the video.
Do not come. Do not come.
Oh man, that shit is funny. That is funny. Do not come. Do not come. Yo. This shit is retarded. And this is the last thing I'm going to talk about before I get out of here right here, guys. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about. What the fuck is this? I don't know what that is. All right, here we go. Our favorite intellectual dumbass, D.L. Hughley. He's talking about Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah, in his infinite wisdom, finally said some shit that most black folks kind of been saying for a minute, kind of, sort of, right? So Trevor Noah was saying, hey, was segregation really the best thing for black people, right? I mean, integration. He's saying, was integration really the best thing for black people? He was just asking a question. He posed a question. So then D.L. Hughley gets all indignant, and this is where we are.
I've heard enough from South Africans this year. That's enough. I'd like to between Elon Musk and Trump, I don't need to hear about race from two dudes from South Africa. I heard enough. Black schools and HBCUs in our system exist. And she could have said that virtually about every system that exists in America, from policing to banking to housing. Every single one is inundated with white supremacy. All of it. So, and the thing that I find that I resent the most is that our story always starts in the middle. HBCUs came as a result of what we couldn't have.
He talking about the HBCUs that are named after all white people. Again, he's talking about the HBCUs that's named after white folks. Because white folks founded those HBCUs.
Everywhere we live, every black neighborhood is where we were told to live. Everywhere. Even school, like they want integration some places. I bet you want it in the Super Bowl, because without black people, that shit would be rugby. So it's an interesting conversation to have, except that I think the outcome, I mean, where she lands is a bit disingenuous. It's specific. You can't just talk about education, because the only reason you get educated is to indoctrinate, right, is to be involved in those other systems.
My understanding was one of the underlying reasons why it was so important to integrate schools is because black schools were grossly underfunded.
And still are.
And still are. But by integrating, you're creating more of a level playing field where everybody's in
You're
the
at
same
least saying
school.
it should be the
What
same.
happened was
and
whatever
correct.
schools white kids could go to, when black kids started going there, they left and they took their resources with them. So they, in fact, became. Look at every school. Look at all the schools we go to that at one time, integration meant that we could come, and they left. Not only did they leave, they took their resources. So this notion that integration ever existed was wrong. White flight happened as soon as the integration started. And with them, they took their resources. So we still, in effect, have virtually the same thing.
I remember vividly the early 60s and seeing, you know, people getting beaten over the heads with batons. I remember Mississippi and Alabama where they wouldn't let black kids into school.
So I guess they answered their own question. Was integration a great idea? Now I'm gonna give you what I think, okay? And I think I have a pretty well-rounded thought on this, right? I'm not mad at integration, right? I'm not mad at integration. I'm not mad that we could turn a whites only pie into a nigger pie. Okay? Not mad about that. But see, I think that even though integration was something that was a net positive, we went about integration the wrong way. Right? We went about integration the wrong way. Okay? So like I was explaining this actually. I don't know how we got into this in Bible study, but I was saying, check it, right? We went about the wrong way. So the minute we were able to integrate with the white folks, we completely abandoned all of our values. We completely abandoned our neighborhoods, our communities, our stores, our business owners, because we thought the white man's ice was colder. So I gave an example in church. I'm like, yo, the minute integration was a thing, we abandoned Tyrone's Steakhouse to go to Ruth Chris Steakhouse. All our money started circulating in the white neighborhoods and not in our own neighborhoods, not in our own stores, and none of that shit, not in our own communities. Because we were sold this whole lie that it's better on this side of the tracks. It's better on this side of the tracks. And that's when the decline of the black community went down. Forget all that white flight and shit like that. We went about integration the wrong way. And I've been thinking that shit since like high school. Right? When you watch this shit, I'm like, damn, why the fuck are you forcing black people to go to white people's school? That's a hostile environment. Like, we should have treated integration as an option. Like, all right, it's cool. So if I'm on that side of town, like if we over there by the Woolworth over there, all right, we're going to go to the Woolworth over there. If we over there. Right? Like, it's cool that I can go to Ruth's Chris, right, and get me a nice fucking New York strip over there. But we going to patronize Tyrone's Steakhouse. Right? We just completely abandoned all our shit. We didn't treat it like an option. Like, all right, it's cool that we can do that, but we still going to make sure we keep our money here. That was the fucking problem. It wasn't the fact of whether integration should have happened or not. It's the fact that we were sold this lie, and they told us that, hey, it's such a great thing, guys. And then we were just looking over there like, you know, on the other side of the fence, and we like, oh, just all excited and mouth watering and shit. Like, I get to go piss in the white man bathroom. You know what I mean? And then we just fucking forgot about our people. That's what happened. That's what happened. So, was integration a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, I think it was a net positive, right? But at the same time, you know, us as black folks, our ancestors, they went about it the wrong way. They went about it the wrong way. Instead of just looking at it as like, all right, that's cool. It's a cool that we got options now, but we still going to stay here. That was the problem. That was the problem. Now, all that shit that fucking D.L. Hughley was talking about, all that oppression shit, he can miss me with that shit. He can miss me with that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was later on in life, probably like 2014 is when I got introduced to Dr. Claude Anderson, and I heard him say that. I was like, damn, that's crazy. I used to think that's what I used to think back in when I was in high school, right? I remember a teacher got mad that I said that shit. I was like, it don't seem like we did integration right. She was like, how could you say something like that? I said, it just seems like we just abandoned all our stuff. Right, there you go. That's probably more eloquent than I could say it. You know what I mean? There was more of a reliance on the white man for support. When our neighborhoods were doing just fine. Our neighborhoods were doing just fine. Then, you know, people want to we can go move in the white man neighborhood. Why? It's cool that you got that option, you know. Maybe if you work on that side of town, you know, you making a few bucks, maybe. But why not stay where you are? You know, it almost seemed like black folks hauled ass when they go with the white man because they looked at their own people as less than at a certain degree. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But I'm telling you, like, people like D.L. Hughley, yo, they be pissing me off. They be pissing me off because I'm like, here we trying to be such a revolutionary. Remember that bullshit they did on BET before the election about black men not supporting Kamala? That shit was just like, yo, you selling your people out, my nigga. You selling your people out. You doing the same shit that integration did. You know? I'm just saying. But then the mass incarceration, the welfare, and the single-parent homes came because of integration. Well, soon after, I guess I'll say. You know? Let's see what else he says.
It's better today. There's still racism, but it has gotten better over the years.
That is undeniable. But we try to put someone. Ruby Bridges, who integrated schools in Alabama, Louisiana, is still alive. She's 71. She's still alive. So what America tends to do is act like it's so long ago. Yes, they don't wear hoods and maybe they don't do the things that they did before, but some of it is still so entrenched, so some is so insidious that I think that people. This is my honest assessment of it. I don't think most white people agree with the motives of white supremacists and white nationalists. I don't think they like their words, but I think they agree with their goals, which is to keep white people in charge. I think that they don't.
As he rides around in his fucking Mercedes Benz. I'm assuming that's what it is. What the seats look like. As he rides around his Mercedes Benz and his millions of dollars and his primetime TV show that he had. Remember the Hughleys, all those opportunities that D.L. Hughley had. Yeah, the white man sure kept you down, huh, D.L.? The white man sure kept you down, huh, D.L.? See, this is shit I'm talking about. Like, you know, my struggle ain't what my father's struggle was. My father's struggle ain't what his father's struggle was. My grandfather's struggle ain't what his father's struggle was. Oh, the white supremacy in America. Like, nigga, you was driving around in a fucking Benz. You got a nice house. You're a fucking celebrity. You out here at TV shows. You was the least funniest one on fucking Kings of Comedy, but you was fucking on the Kings of Comedy. You're being interviewed by a white man right now about your oppression. Oh my gosh, and then got the nerve to sit here and tell us that, black people are still oppressed. No. We can't keep using that fucking excuse. I'm pretty fucking sure that it was easier for me to become a systems administrator today than it would have been for me to become a systems administrator in the fucking 80s or the 70s or the 60s. Things have gotten significantly better. Race relations have gotten significantly better. You got your little spurts here and there, but it's significantly better. They want white people to be in charge. Nigga, you think white people is still in charge? You think white folks is still in charge? And the white folks that are still in charge, right? You think they give a fuck about race? Nah, it's the haves and the have-nots. Bankers and billionaires are what run shit. They don't give a fuck about your race. They use this fucking quote-unquote white supremacy and all this other stuff that everybody keep fucking making up. They use this shit as fucking fuel for the fire. They use it to keep us at odds with each other instead of coming together and fighting, the common denominator that's keeping us down, which are they, them, the collective, the ones that meet in Davos, Switzerland every year. The Bilderberg meetings, the 13 families. Because we start focusing our attention on who's really keeping us oppressed, they be in trouble. But they keep showing y'all motherfuckers 12 years a slave. They keep showing you like that Tyler Perry fucking movie that the trailer that HJ looked at. I think it was today. They keep showing that shit to keep your emotions up and keep you off code, off focus. Exactly, Justin. Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. Corporate taxes. Yeah, that shit is fucking astronomical, yo. That shit is crazy. I think when Obama was in office, that shit was at like 30% or some shit. 35%, I think it was. I think when Trump came in office, he dropped that shit to like 20 so that the businesses that were manufacturing here could actually compete with the rest of the world. And then Nickel Slick raised them shits. Yeah. Is he suggesting that Shine's be in charge? I don't know what he's suggesting. I don't even think he know what he's saying.
Don't agree with their motives. They don't might not agree with their terminology or their verbiage, but they most certainly agree that white people should be in charge. That makes.
So he think that all white people think white people should be in charge. That's what he just said. That's what he just said. That's the funny part. So like, we're just going to ignore the fact that, right, most of the people that voted Trump in office voted for Obama like twice, and you couldn't get Trump in office the first term without the folks that voted for Obama. And the people that voted for Obama that got Obama in office was fucking white folks. So now you're saying that those same white folks that voted for Obama twice, that turned around, felt disenfranchised, and voted for Trump, now all of a sudden they're white supremacists and they want white people in charge. While riding around his Mercedes-Benz, probably to his really nice fucking house, wherever the fuck that is. Not a care in the fucking world. Maybe he went through something in his younger life, but guess what, nigga? That's not the shit you go through now. You ain't gotta stick your head in no fucking laughing barrel today. You ain't gotta go eat at the fucking blacks only diner. You ain't gotta use the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't gotta go eat. You ain't gotta go take a piss in the blacks only bathroom. Hell, you can fuck a white girl if you want to. They got a whole category on porn. Oh, shit. Like, let's not pretend that we are fucking in the 60s or we're in the civil rights era, because we are not. We are not. Is there maybe a fringe faction that still feel like that? Probably. But they're not the fucking rule anymore. Justin says he has TV takes. Of course he does, yeah. Like, why would they even ask D.L. Hughley? And I don't think that Trevor Noah, what he asked was out of line. I think that Trevor Noah, I think he legitimately asked the question, right? Considering they had apartheid in South Africa. Uncle's officially the Pog Slayer. He fundamentally hates blacks because he's lost hope. I don't know how he lost hope. He's an example of one of the successful ones. Anyway, D.L. Hughley, I really don't understand how he's still relevant. But he is. And maybe one day he'll wise up, but he might not even believe, I don't know. He might not even believe the shit he's saying. He probably just doing this shit for the grift. Probably doing that shit for the grift. You got people in the you got people dragging him in the comments. Yo said, take DC for example. White people are in the minority, but go ahead and blame white supremacy for failing schools. It's funny that Spelman is not even named after a black person. Do your research. DL is a low IQ racist. Oh, man. He got a point, though. This guy right here. Good news, our future will be of mixed blood, so all this shit will die out. Fucking D.L. Hughley. And he think he probably think he's some intellectual. He got his neck tattoos and shit, and his fucking, I don't know what the fuck he got wrapped around his neck. Shit is crazy to me, man. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all tonight. Make sure I touched everything. We talked about the DOGE dividends. We talked about New York. Talked about a couple of other things. 2020 says Trevor is a mixed breed of two polar opposites who never found a home within either. Only made it by paying each opposite. What you mean playing? What? Playing each opposite against the opposite half. The struggle is real, right? His father was like from Switzerland, right? His father was from Switzerland. His mother was South African, right? Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys tonight. If you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Share the stream, guys. Let people know we live. You catching the replay, leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think about the topics at hand. Let me know how I'm doing. I can use that constructive criticism. You want to donate to the channel, $Cannon Hotep on Cash App. That's $Cannon Hotep on Cash App. Super Chats, Rumble Rants, always welcome. Anyway, guys, until next time, Cannon Hotep saying be blessed, stay strapped, don't miss. Don't worry about tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow got enough problems of his own. Worry about today. I'll holler at y'all.
Don't relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes.